Good day, ma'am. I'm Nadine the Adjuri, and today I'm going to identify the tools and equipment in baking and maintaining them. Today, I'm going to identify tools and equipment in baking and maintaining them. Baking tools and equipment are essential for successful baking. They include measuring tools, mixing tools, cutting tools, and baking pans. Maintaining these tools properly ensure their longevity and helps in creating consistent results. So, yung mga baking tools and equipment also essential or very important sa pagbe-baking. Bakit? Kasi para ma-ensure natin yung mga ingredients na gagamitin natin ay nasa tamang measurement. So, meron tayong measuring tools. We have here the dry measuring cup, liquid measuring cup, measuring spoon, baking scale, timer, last but not the least, oven thermometer. So, the first one is a measuring spoon. Measuring spoons is used to measure the number of small ingredients, either liquid or dry. They come in the different materials such as plastic, metal, and other materials. Also, they often come in sets, usually between 4 and 6 spoons with different sizes in a set. So, yung measuring spoon, pwede siyang gamitin sa wet and dry ingredients. Also, yung measuring spoon is ginagamit siya sa mga small ingredients like yung salt, pwede din yung sugar, nung gagamitin if kaunti lang yung i-add natin, or yung baking powder, baking soda. So, yung mga usually ginagamit sa measuring spoon. And sa liquid measuring cup, come in clear glass or plastic. Due to its transparent outlook, it's easier to check the quantity of the liquid poured into the cup. Besides, there are always measurement lines on the cup wall to hold the exact amount. So, yung liquid measuring cup, from the word itself, liquid. So, ginagamit siya sa mga liquid ingredients like water, milk. So, yung liquid measuring cup is transparent siya. Kasi bakit? Kasi naka-indicate sa labas yung mga numbers na para ma-identify ng mga bakers kung ilang ml yung gagamitin nila. And meron tayong dry measuring cup. Is used to weigh dry ingredients like flour, spices, salt, or sugar. Usually, these cups come in plastic, stainless steel, or porcelain. Plus, there are also come in 4 standard sizes such as 1/4 cups, 1/3 cups, 1/4 cups, or 1 cup, which allows you to control the volume of a different ingredients. So, yung dry measuring cups is ginagamit siya sa mga flour, spices, salt, or sugar. So, usually ginagamit siya sa mga dry ingredients. So, like sa flour, kung gagamitin mo is one measuring cup ng flour, so gagamit ka nito para yung consistency ng baking mo is tama ay magiging successful siya. So, meron iba siyang standard sizes. So, nakadepende ito kung saan or kung ano yung i-bake mo. So yung isa is baking scale. So, the amount of some ingredients like sugar, flour, and others need to be measured very accurately. Thus, using a baking scale helps you to ensure the results of the food. Now, there are also spoon scale for measuring small ingredients more than conveniently. So, ito, from the previous is natakal natin, meron tayong mga measuring spoon, measuring cup. So, dito meron tayong baking scale. Bakit? Parang almost the same, but yung baking scale kasi is parang nakadepende na din to. Kung prepare mo yung gagamitin yung baking scale, like for example, 200 grams yung flour na gagamitin mo, so ilalagay mo lang siya para malaman mo kung ilang grams na siya. So, parang sa ngayon kasi, parang mas madali daw gamitin to ensures na yung results ng food mo. and sa timer. So, a timer is a device to assist in timing either during preparing the ingredients or cooking. Typically, timers are countdown timers which may have a countdown of up to 60 minutes. The traditional timers are egg timers which are specifically used for the timing of cooking eggs. So, itong timer, so ginagamit to siya, syempre, para malaman na mga bakers kung luto na ba or not pa. So, itong timer na to, para to siya if during preparing or after na. So, malalaman mo dito kung example, 20 minutes lang. So, malalaman mo pag 20 minutes na, so, pupuntahan mo lang yung binibake mo. And the traditional timers are egg timers. So, yung traditional daw is yung egg timers. And then, meron tayong oven thermometer. Is often used when measuring the oil temperatures, water temperature, melting the chocolates, and baking the food in the oven. The temperature range should be between 60 and 580 degrees so that it can be available to put in the oven. So, yung oven thermometer is ginagamit to siya para malaman mo kung gaano na yung kung gaano na kainit yung oven mo. Syempre, so pwede din siya sa water temperature pag magme-melt ka ng mga chocolate na gagamitin mo for baking. So, and let's proceed to mixing tools. So, meron tayong ditong mixing spoon, mixing bowl, whisk, and spatula. So, the first one is a mixing spoon. A mixing spoon can make it easier to combine the ingredients and scrape the bottom of the mixing containers. These spoons are usually made from metal, wood, porcelain, or plastic, and there are different handle lengths of various spoons to fit different containers. So, yung mixing bowl, basically, ginagamit siya for mixing the ingredients. So, usually, ginagamit siya sa mga dry ingredients. Sa dry ingredients is mas madali kasi siyang i-mix pag ginagamit tayo ng mixing spoon. And also, it comes from different made. Pwede siyang sa metal, pwede siya sa wood, pwede siya sa porcelain or plastic. So, yun yung uses ng mixing spoon. So, used for mixing ingredients. And meron tayong mixing bowls. Are used for storage and kneading doughs, preparing and mixing ingredients, and more. They come in the different materials like glass, stainless steel, plastic, and porcelain. Plus, preparing different sizes of bowls is important for different usage. So, yung mixing bowls is syempre ginagamit siya. So, doon mo nilalagay yung mga ingredients mo. Depende if dry or liquid. Sa loob yun, ilalagay, ibubuhos mo doon. And syempre, yun yung uses ng mixing bowls. And whisk. A whisk can be used to blend ingredients smoothly. Most whisks consist of a long, narrow handle with a series of wire loops joined at the end. They can be divided into different types, including balloon whisk, French whisk, flat whisk, spring whisk, and ball whisk. Besides, they are mainly made from metal and some are made from wood, plastic, or silicone. So, itong whisk is very familiar. Familiar tayo kasi ginagamit to siya to mix the wet ingredients. Like, magbibiyak tayo ng egg. So, mas madali pag ito yung gagamitin mo instead of using spoon, measuring spoon. So, pag ito yung gagamitin mo is maganda yung kanyang pagkaka-mix. Meron tayong spatula. Spatula is a flat implement to scrape and stir the bowls and plates. It is extremely flexible so that it can be bent and torqued easily. There are several types of spatula materials such as silicone, stainless steel, rubber, plastic, etc. In common, they are designed to withstand high temperature in case of being melting. So, yung spatula is a flat siya. So, ginagamit siya para the bowls and plates. So, dapat yung spatula is flexible siya. Bakit? Kasi nakadepende kasi to siya. Kasi yung nakadepende, like for example, magmimix ka, so pero siyang mabend. So, pag manipis lang siya or pag hindi siya bendable, syempre, mababali yun siya. So, yun yung uses ng spatula. And proceed tayo sa cutting tools. Meron tayong grater, dough cutter, pastry cutting wheel, and pastry blender. So, sa grater is a kitchen utensils usually made from metal with sharp perforations on the surface. It is used for sharing cheese, lemon, or other food into very small pieces. So, yung grater, syempre nakadepende siya. It could be used for to grate cheese, pwede din siya sa lemon. So, meron siyang iba't ibang different sizes. So, nakadepende pa rin sa baker kung ano yung sizes na gagamitin niya. So, sa dough cutters, most dough cutters features a sharp and thin blade wrapped with the rubber or plastic handle at one side. Some are also made of thin plastic or rubber. They are used to slice and portion out of the dough. So, ito yung dough cutter. So, ginagamit to siya to cut the dough. After natin makagawa ng dough, so, usually, yung kanyang edge is sharp or sharp siya and thin, manipis lang siya. So, for us na malaman natin yung kung pantay-pantay ba siya or not. So, meron tayong pastry cutting wheels. Consists of a single sharp cutting wheel or two wheels attached to a wood or metal handle. They are used for cutting dough and creating pattern edges. So, yung pastry cutting wheels is, syempre, ginagamit siya to cut the pastry. So, pwede siya, nakadepende pa rin kung meron din siyang iba't ibang shapes. So, nakadepende sa baker kung ano siya. So, ginagamit siya to cut the pastry. And meron tayong pastry blender, also known as a dough blender, is used to work solid pots like butter, shortening, or lodge into flour to create a dough. A basic blender consists of a handle and a blunt blade that extends from the handle. The blade is used to get under the dough and separate it more precisely. So, yung end, yung sa, yung blade, yun yung siya, yung pang blade is para yung dough natin is mas separate siya, precisely. So, yun yung pastry blender. And proceed tayo sa baking pans. So, meron tayong mapping pan, loop pan, round pan, strip pan, tube, center pan. So, the first one is muffin pan. A muffin pan is formed of several identical cups, usually used for baking muffins or cupcakes. There come in many different sizes. A standard pan has 12 wells at are 2.5 inches wide at the top and 1.5 inches deep. So, yung muffin pan, usually ginagamit siya sa mga cupcakes or baking muffins. So, nakikita naman natin yung mga cupcakes, yung kanilang shape. So yung ginagamit ng baker is yung muffin pan. So, meron tayong loaf pan. Features narrow, rectangular shapes, mainly used for baking bread. So, yung loaf pan, familiar naman tayo. So, yung loaf pan, like sa mga banana cake, so, yung mga bread, so, gumagamit sila ng loaf pan. So, yung loaf pan is, makanya-kanya siyang sizes. Meron siyang 8.5 by 4.5 by 2.5 inches. Some loaf pans are designed with a cover as well. Moreover, they mainly made from stainless steel, aluminized steel, and glass. So, iba-iba din yung kaniyang made. So, meron tayong round pan. So, round pan are most commonly used cake baking tools which come in different sizes and depths. Some round pans have a removable button helping the food keep intact while removing from the pan. So, ito na yung round pan is ginagamit siya sa mga, usually sa cake. So, syempre yung cake is round. So, usually ito na yung ginagamit ng mga bakers sa kanilang paggawa ng cake. So, meron tayong sheep pan. A sheep pan is a shallow and rectangular metal pan used in an oven. It is often used for baking flat products such as cookies, pizzas, and more. So, yung sheet pan is para lang siyang utility tray. So, yung sheet pan is ginagamit siya sa mga usually sa cookies and pizzas, kay yung mga pizzas and cookies is flat lang siya, so hindi siya masyadong lumalaki. So, meron tayong tube center pan. A tube center pan is any type of round baking pan that has a hollow tube in its center. The tube allows for more evenly baking. Some tube pans have flat sides that give cakes a decorate sculpture the shape. So, ito yung tube center pan. So, ginagamit siya syempre, mas maganda din siya sa mata pag ginagamit mo siya kasi nga parang may design na siya. Though parang ganito lang, isa lang siyang pan, pero pag ginagamit siya ng mga baker is parang it gives decorate and shape also. So, proceed tayo sa maintain. Also, yung tools and equipments that I discuss. So, ngayon, meron siyang maintenance. Maintaining baking tools and equipment involves regular cleaning, proper storage, and carefully handling to ensure longevity and hygiene. Key steps include washing tools with mild soap and water, rinsing thoroughly, and drying them properly, avoiding abrasive cleaners, and storing tools in a cool, dry place are also important for preventing damage and ensuring safety. Syempre, paggagamit ng tools and equipments for baking, hindi naman yung hahayaan mo siya. So, may maintenance doon. So, paano? Dapat yung mga baking tools and equipment natin, may regular cleaning siya. After mo siyang gagamitin, dapat huhugasan mo siya ng proper, tapos i-storage, ilalagay mo siya sa tamang paglalagyan niya. And syempre, yung careful handling. Dapat yung paghahawak, yung paggamit natin sa kanya is nasa tama para malinis yung mga tools and equipments natin, and also is tatagal siya. And also dapat gumagamit tayo ng mga mild soap and water, syempre para maalis yung mga edges doon, yung mga excess na mga kung ano-ano pa. And ida-dry natin siya. Hindi siya ikikip ng wet pa. So, dapat ikikip mo siya ng naka-dry, and para ma-avoid na din yung mga kung ano pa yung mangyari. So, that's all for my topic, and thank you.